So you should invest 35% in structured products.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. And you can
Yeah, what's
see
the
here,
understanding?
it's splitting into specific structured products. So you can see autocallable, very Phoenix on US large cap. You can see here participation, US large cap. You can see here international growth barrier participation. You can see here growth barrier participation on US small cap. I'm assuming this as a US investor.
Yeah, of course.
5% on gold and so on. And you can see 35% in structured products, 40% in equity, 10% on fixed income, and 15% alternatives.
Yeah,
And it
wow.
tells you that you will succeed your objectives.
Hopefully, yeah. Wow. Okay, grand.
And again, this is kind of shows you your cash flows, how you're going to do. So again, we basically put this withdraw, which is the savings, and you can see here how do you get there. And again, this is kind of shows you the expected return, expected volatility, and let's do it without structured products so you can see the difference. And you can see actually that you can get your objectives without structured products, right? 61% equity, 15%, but you can see that the volatility is much higher.
Yeah.
So the structured products can actually help reduce the risk.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's
and
super interesting to see that. Yeah, how much the volatility actually jumped on that.
Yeah. And anyway, let me show you the market data. This is how I split and how I did the analysis. So depending on the asset class, so let's say domestic equity, small cap, international equities. I use as a US investor, emerging markets, US Treasury, US high yield, private equity, gold, etc. You can see the different expected return and volatility that I used with all the historical data. But again, you can even import your own capital market expectations. But the idea is that you could go directly or could go through a structured product depending on your objectives and how you can reduce the risk.
I mean, you can see the volatility here, right, in the table alone. The difference between a direct investment and an investment into a structured product is massive.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. So Andrea, without giving much much advice, just this is a test to kind of try to help you understand the value of structured products.
I feel like I could get hands on with this and just play around with it for hours, right? And just to see how far I can get it and move the numbers around. It's super interesting.
And of course, like if you are the advanced investor, it will change. It actually said, doing in equity, do more alternatives because you can increase your expected return. But you're basically are able to accept structured products. And if you have let's say if you were a basic investor, right, you can see that again will not invest in structured products.
Sure, interesting. Like I say, I could play around with this for hours. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you spent a while running through the numbers and playing around with it. But this is super interesting.